Welcome to Armand Academy. Like and subscribe for more content and drop your doubts in the comments. Share with your friends and classmates. For private tuition in these subjects across all boards and universities, contact me here or the link in the description. Let's get started. The utility of wealth for an individual is given by UW is equal to root W. The individual owns a risky asset that is equally likely to yield rupees 400 or 900. The risk premium of the asset is, and we've been given different options. All right, and the first thing we need to calculate is the expected wealth. All right, at the end of the day, what's going to end up happening is we want to calculate the risk premium. Okay, and the risk premium, again, I'll write that at the bottom over here. The risk premium is equal to expected wealth, or what we call EW, minus certainty equivalence. All right, so the formula for risk premium at the end of the day is equal to the expected wealth. Okay, expected wealth, which we can write as EW minus, minus the utility of certainty equivalence. Okay, minus the certainty equivalence, which is this. Right, and getting into utility calculation, we will do next. Okay, so if we want to calculate the expected wealth, first we will calculate expected wealth. What is happening? Okay, when we talk about wealth, we mean how much of money the person has. All right, two situations can arise. Either they get 900 or they get 100. Equally likely, that means there's a 50% chance or half a chance that the person will end up with 400, or half a chance that they will end up with 900, which gives us 200 and 450, which is 650. All right, so equ- all right, expected wealth is equal to 650. Now, the next that we need to calculate, the next thing we need to calculate is the utility of wealth. Okay, and now the utility of wealth is again going to be subject to the same calculation that we have done over here. Okay, what is happening? It is a 50% chance, half a percent chance that you will end up with 400, and half a percent chance you will end up with 900. The only problem is in this calculation, we are not calculating expected value, which is in terms of rupees, but utility. And we have been given a formula for utility of wealth being the root of the wealth. Okay, so I will take a root over here and a root over here and accordingly solve. Okay, and it looks like I've run out of a little bit of space, so I'm just going to make some space for myself. Right. Obviously, when you use rough paper to do these calculations, you don't have this luxury. Okay, but you'll be able to manage. Now, solving this further, I can say it is equal to half. Square root of 400, I think, gives me 20, plus half square root of 900, I guess, gives me 30. So I'm going to end up with 10 plus 15, which is equal to 25. All right, so what I have over here is the utility of wealth. Okay, is 25, keeping in mind that I have an expected value of wealth of 650. Okay, now you need to keep in mind that um, just because it is 50-50, that doesn't mean you're ending a 50% chance of 400 and 50% chance of 900. That doesn't mean that by default you're at 650. There's an equal chance, especially as more and more times go by and more chances occur that you will be reduced to 400. Okay, so we want to, let's say if this is a house, for example, and every year there is a chance that either it will burn down, okay, and it'll be reduced to far less, or it'll appreciate in value and it'll increase to 900. But if you want to secure yourself, you will pay insurance premium in case there's a fire. All right, so the question is, what is the maximum premium that can be charged from the point of view of an insurance company? All right, and even though what we are calculating is the risk premium, keep in mind it is the maximum risk premium. Okay, so what's happening over here? We know that this utility of wealth is 25, okay, whatever, 25 utils if you want to call it. Okay, and now we want to work ourselves backwards to something called the certainty equivalence. Okay, so certainty equivalence means it is an equal chance of it being burnt or not burnt, okay, in terms of utility. Okay, and how do we do that? Is keeping in mind the original formula where we are saying the utility of wealth is equal to the root of wealth. Okay, so what's happening over here is we are assuming that the root of certainty equivalence is equal to 25. Is equal to 25. Okay, and this is based on a formula. Okay, let me see. I'll write down the formula below. Okay, so again, I'm constantly pushing this down. All right, let's take it down a couple of notches. All right, so what we have is a formula that says that the utility of certainty equivalence is equal to the expected utility of wealth. Okay, so where we are uh, in a situation where it is either, okay, anything can happen. Now, what is the expected utility of wealth? Utility of wealth we have over here. So expected means we want to quantify it in terms of money. Okay, so what we are saying is, since we know that the utility of wealth is a root, okay, is root W. Therefore, utility of certainty equivalence will be root of certainty equivalence, which equals to 25. Okay, and now we solve. We take squaring both the sides, squaring both, squaring both sides. Okay, and we end up with certainty equivalence is equal to 625. Now, going further down, okay, going further down, I know that the expected the expected wealth is 650. The certainty equivalence is 625, and therefore the risk premium is 25. Remember, 25 has come up twice. Okay, 25 has also come up as the utility of wealth, but that is not our answer. What we are getting from this calculation, because this calculation gives us a risk premium, mind you, maximum risk premium, but this is what they want us to calculate. Okay, as 25. Therefore, our answer is B. Any doubts? Feel free to ask.